Hello and welcome to Module 7. This is the Sandbox Showcase week. This is the week where you showcase what you've developed in your sandbox and you provide constructive feedback to your peers and they to you. So there's going to be a lot of logistical stuff to do this week. We're going to ask you to make sure your sandbox is published, everything is published for people to view, and that you include a self-enrollment link in the discussion forum. And then in the discussion forum, we're going to ask you to reflect on this experience so far. What has been like to develop an online course? What kind of challenges did you run into? And what do you still need to work on? In addition to that, you're going to invite people into your course. They're going to provide constructive feedback, and you're going to do the same on their classes as well. So, let me minimize myself, and let's get over to Canvas. So here's Module 7. Let's jump into the learning guide for the week. This week, we're going to ask you to check out Canvas's link checker. It has a link validator to make sure your links are working well, and also student view features. We're also going to ask you to review some strategies for using multimedia content in your course, what I'm doing right now. If you like, you can give feedback to your peers using a video like this one. It can be a great way to sort of engage in that kind of tool for feedback. We're going to ask you to evaluate a peer's online course, constructive feedback. The primary goal here is to make sure that the feedback can help them make actionable steps towards improving and working on making a better online course. We're also going to ask you to summarize and reflect on challenges of developing an online course and to formulate a plan for completing development of your online course. For your action steps, what do you need to work on moving forward? So let's go through the individual items here. First, we're going to have a small little one-point item. Want to make sure everybody's got their sandbox published. Next, we're going to have you jump into the discussion forum. Basically, we want you to do self-enrollment. What self-enrollment is, and you can use the readings to show you what it is it's a little setting you can set in your course settings that allows you to invite people into your course if you provide them a link. Now, it's not something that you're going to be able to do in your courses that are defined by the registrar. So your actual courses, the one that you're teaching with the students all populated into them, you can't invite people into those in that way. Those are explicitly defined by the registrar. But your sandboxes, you can invite people in with these links as much as you want for people to just jump in and take a look at the stuff you've developed if you'd like to be able to do that. We're going to ask you to grab that link and paste it into the discussion forum so that people are going to be able to give you feedback. Here's the reflection piece right here. And here is our details for providing constructive feedback to your peers. When you're doing that, try and focus on what works very well and why. Also, try and focus on something that could be problematic. Everybody's taught in the classroom most likely before at some time in the past, or they've been taught in the classroom. What didn't work well for you? Is your peer accidentally tripping themselves up in some way and setting themselves up for a difficult experience? If you see something like that, point it out and provide recommendations about how individuals can improve. We'll also provide a rubric for you to give rubric feedback, and we'll ask you to leave specific comments. It doesn't have to be through video conferencing, although that can be a very useful tool to test. It can be through written feedback as well. And that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to look back on what you've created. We want you to collect it all into a workable module, which includes learning guide, assignments, and orientation materials organized in a navigable, accessible way so that individuals are going to be able to flow through it and then provide feedback on your peers. If you have any questions about that, as always, you can email us at tlc@laselle.edu and we'll get in touch as soon as we can. Thanks.